Guys, what's up? Cameron from the Spike Feed, and today I want to ask you one question. What's better, counterspells or hand disruption? Okay, so this is a little bit of a dumb question. It's 100% situational. It depends upon your opponent, it depends on your meta, and really it depends on your playstyle. So this episode is a little bit more philosophical, and I'm really just wanting feedback. So here's what happened. This week, I was piecing together the elements for Esper Transcendent. On a side note, a really cool control deck using my absolute favorite color combination to win out using Planeswalkers like Gideon, Sorin, Elspeth, and Narset. But here's what happened. I net deck like nobody's business. I'm an unabashed net decker. I take what works and rebuild it to suit my needs. So I crack open my binder, pull out my mana leaks, spell pierces, and cryptics to only find out that most lists of Esper Transcendent don't use counter magic. In fact, counter magic barely exists in even the sideboards. And this concerned me because I love counter magic. But for Esper Transcendent, it's all about hand disruption, Thoughtseize, Inquisition, Collective Brutality, and one of my favorite cards, Esper Charm. Okay, so I've only been playing Magic seriously for about 4 years. I am well aware that I'm still in some cases a noob. But when I look at this control list, part of me really feels uncomfortable. I really feel like it needs counterspells. And I keep on asking myself, am I wrong? Modern is weird. I really enjoy playing the format, but as a legacy player, I really have to retrain my thinking and how I approach a modern game of Magic. Because let's be honest, if this were a control list in Legacy, it would be an automatic snap 4 of a Force of Will, and likely a 1 of Counterspell for good measure. But in Modern, we have Cryptic Command, which is great, but taxing on your mana. We have Mana Leak, which has diminishing returns for each turn. There are things like Logic Knot and 3-mana counterspells, but they just cost too much. There's really nothing else that's a catch-all counterspell that answers a threat reactively in Modern. So obviously Esper Transcendent is great. In my playtesting, the hand disruption package works extremely well, and it really thrives in a Modern meta. And now with Fatal Push, the removal package is equally as fantastic. But counterspells. Sometimes you just need an answer that hand disruption or removal just is not cut out for. This all brings me to my main point, and you might disagree with me. Modern has incredible hand disruption for control, great removal packages, but is lacking with a great counterspell that answers threats the way that a Path, Fatal Push, Bolt, Inquisition, or Thoughtseize do. And honestly, I think it's time for a great counterspell. But I'm still conflicted. Introducing a Force of Will or Force of Will-like card into Modern would drastically reshape the format to a point where I really feel like the aforementioned card would just get banned. At the same time, having a card that could stop broken combos could potentially allow for major unbannings. Would that cause everybody to play blue? Would it change Modern in a negative light? I could go on, and there are just too many uncertainties unless this card were to actually be printed. But one thing I am certain of, when up-and-coming control decks come about in Modern and continue to not use counter magic, part of me thinks we're missing an essential key component to Magic that inevitably makes the game less interesting. To me, it would be like if mana accelerators weren't good in the format, or if using your graveyard as a resource just didn't exist. All of these tools, including, in my opinion, counterspells, make for the best Magic. So my question to you guys is, what are your thoughts? Would it be too powerful? Would it eventually just get banned? Would blue become the dominant color in the format? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'll see you next time.